Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack44227 to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care. Hey guys, like what we do on our channel and want to see more videos from us? Then not to worry about a thing. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as turning on the notification bell so that way you can see more of our videos coming up very soon. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and well, I guess, seeing of how July is about to come to a close for, of course, this year, and August is already on its way as we speak, I think we might as well cap off this month for sure with, I guess, pretty much another movie that just dropped not too long ago for sure, and yeah, it actually is quite interesting because it looks like for this month, it actually did give me pretty much a good number of various reactions with each and every single one of them. We've actually got another Jurassic World movie that plays out on what I would expect for any Jurassic Park movie for sure. And let's not forget to mention the last couple of thoughts videos that I did on both I Know What You Did Last Summer and Smurfs. Yeah, both of those movies were actually disappointing for sure. But thankfully enough, looks like pretty much, as I said, nowhere to go but up for sure, so yeah, and I guess for today's thoughts video, I think it's about time that we of course return to, of course, the world of superheroes for sure. Yeah, surprisingly enough, yeah, I think it makes sense to finally cover another superhero movie for sure, so yeah, and of course it's after what I've been through a couple weeks ago, talking about the new Superman movie that DC's actually gave us, which was actually really good for sure, and certainly what we need, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's about time that we, yeah, I guess think of how a couple of weeks ago I did talk about a little something from DC for sure. I think it's about time that we shift gears for sure and move ourselves back over to Marvel for sure. Yeah, you heard right there, folks. Yeah, I guess think of how it has been a couple of months since I've talked about their last movie for sure. I think it's about time that we shift our gears back over to Marvel for sure. And you know what that means, right? That's right, I think it's time to officially talk about a brand new film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as we speak. But except this time, looks like pretty much since after what we've been through with Phase 5 for sure, looks like it's about time that we start ourselves with a new phase in the MCU for sure. And yes, we're actually going to be kicking off Phase 6 of the MCU as of now, so yeah, pretty much a brand new phase in the MCU, and same deal as always, so yeah. And thankfully enough, for this movie we're going to be talking about to kickstart pretty much kickstarting Phase 6 of the MCU, I think we've actually picked out a great one for sure. Yeah, that's right. It looks like pretty much if anything, we're going from one great superhero movie to another great superhero movie for sure. And I really do mean that in the best possible way. So yeah, with that being said, what could be a really good superhero movie to kickstart Phase 6 of the MCU? Well, the answer is actually quite simple. How about a little something that's not just really great, but more on the lines of fantastic, Yeah, I think that would pretty much get you the idea of course, why I'm talking about for sure. But in case you're quite curious, I think it's about time that we kickstart Phase 6 of the MCU for sure with today's movie that just dropped not too long ago, which is none other than the Fantastic Four First Steps. So yeah, that's of course what we're going to be talking about here today. Not only is this the latest film that just came out not too long ago, but it's also based around pretty much the well-known superhero team, and of course the Marvel superhero lineup. That being, of course, well, the Fantastic Four. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say. Of course, that front. Alrighty then, well, before I can go ahead and talk about this latest movie, I think it makes sense to brush up, of course, on, well, the Fantastic Four themselves. And yeah, what can I say about the Fantastic Four that a lot of people haven't already for sure? Pretty much of anything, they have actually been well known amongst plenty of other Marvel superheroes for sure, and of course, pretty much of anything, they're actually pretty much a well-known superhero team that's been around for a long time, pretty much aside from the Avengers for sure. And yeah, everything that I said about the Fantastic Four since their debut, pretty much their comic book debut for sure, they need no introduction for sure. Yeah, pretty much ranging from, of course, Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, stretching his entire body really, really far for sure, to Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, pretty much firing himself up with, well, literal fire for sure. Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman, making herself invisible and creating force fields and stuff. And of course, Ben Grimm, aka the Thing, actually, well, clobbering things for sure, since he's actually a giant rock man for sure. Yeah, that would get you the idea of course, what I'm referring to, hands down. But yeah, regardless on that, since their comic book debut, the Fantastic Four has actually been a massive staple for sure. And we can give credit to pretty much the legends at Marvel, the late Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, for making them possible. And yeah, they not only work well as, of course, a really great superhero team, but they also work well as a family for sure. Hence why they're given the pretty much the title as Marvel's First Family. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say for the Fantastic Four in comic books for sure. Now, when it comes to the Fantastic Four in movies for sure, well, that's a whole other story from what I can gather. So yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, when it comes to the Fantastic Four movies in a nutshell for sure, yeah, I guess pretty much of anything, they do have different reactions compared to where we're at right now for sure. Pretty much of anything, the Roger Corman version from 1994 actually can range from, of course, fun but flawed for sure, while of course, well, I guess pretty much of anything during my time throughout the past 2 decades, pretty much when I was a kid all the way up until pretty much since after completing my first couple of semesters at college for sure. Yeah, pretty much of anything, the Tim Story duology from the 2000s for sure do kind of suffer a bit and does have their moments from what I can gather, and yeah. And I guess if anything, they're not great films from what I can gather, but could have been a whole lot better. While the 2015 Fantastic Four movie that also goes by the name Fantastic, yeah, we don't talk about that. It was awful. In every definition of the word, so yeah, I guess pretty much of anything for the past few decades now, the Fantastic Four hasn't really been faring up a whole lot when it comes to movies for sure, and we were kind of hoping that the day might come for a good Fantastic Four movie we've been hoping for, hands down. But that did change when Marvel and the MCU finally stepped in for sure, so yeah. I guess there's no doubt in my mind, when I first heard the news that the MCU is, of course, going to be making their own Fantastic Four movie, hands out, I was quite curious to see on how they're going to play out and see if it'll be any better than all the other ones we got before. And luckily enough, our hopes are high for, of course, this one, because when I first saw the trailers for, of course, that said movie, I got really excited for sure, and yeah, I think it's actually a really great opportunity to finally see the Fantastic Four done right for sure. So yeah, a lot like everyone else, even after it was first announced, I got really excited, hands down, and, well, I guess it looks like pretty much of anything, maybe the hopes of a good Fantastic Four movie might actually happen for sure. So luckily enough, I did manage to get myself in to officially go and see this movie for myself, all thanks to the kind people at Crown City Cinemas as always. You guys rock, and yeah. And now that I've officially got back from, of course, seeing it, I guess the question still remains, what do I think of this movie now that I finally got the chance to see it? Well, I guess we've been waiting a long time, pretty much for a good Fantastic Four movie, right? Well, I'm actually happy to say they cracked the code with, of course, this one. So yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind, this movie is by all means not just great, but it is without a doubt fantastic for sure. So yeah, literally from, of course, what I've actually seen by far, seems like they really pulled it off quite well with, of course, this movie, because it is absolutely marvelous for sure, and truly what we hoped for a Fantastic Four movie, hands down. So yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind, I really do think this movie is great, and I really enjoyed it, hands down. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, so yeah, now that I've officially got the short version out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about for sure. For starters is, of course, the story, and yeah, literally from, of course, what I've actually seen, I really do think the story in this movie is actually structured out very, very well, hands down, from what I can gather. They really take on, of course, what they did with, of course, the regular old storyline for the Fantastic Four, hands down, but also play around with it to actually make it fresh and relevant, hands down. Like, I know we actually do know the origin story on how the Fantastic Four got their powers, hands down, but thankfully, pretty much of anything, they did do that, yes, but not for very long, hands down, but yeah, I won't go into spoilers on, of course, this one, because yeah, I really hate it when I actually do that, but yeah, needless to say, I really do love what they did with the story and, of course, this movie. I really do think it's actually structured out quite well, and exactly what we hope to see for a Fantastic Four movie by far, and yeah, they really putting a lot of hard-working effort to really make the story in this actually very clever for sure, and they accomplished that quite well. So yeah, and of course the writing, I have to say, that too is also done pretty well. I really do love how well crafted this movie is by far through its screenplay for sure. And again, it really does put in a lot of hard-working effort to try to actually make it all the more great for sure. And again, they accomplished it very well, and of course, pretty much a few bits and pieces of comedy, I have to say. They actually, that too is also very well done for sure, and I did get myself some really good laughs out of the film's comedy for sure, and each and every single joke, yeah, they really nailed it on the head for sure. And every single bits and pieces of dramatic moments to, of course, some encouragement moments, hands down, that too alone is actually nicely done, I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, literally is, of course, why I hope to see this movie accomplish for sure, and they did that very well. So yeah, I guess if anything, with those aspects that I've actually mentioned, hands down, yeah, you can tell they really put in a lot of hard-working effort to really make it great for sure. And again, they actually did do a great job with, of course, all that hands down for sure. And yeah, pretty much what we actually hope to see with, of course, this one. And yeah, I'm glad they did that for sure. So yeah. It's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Okay, I guess I'm done with that. Alrighty then, well, now that I've officially got those out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about the next couple of things that I need to talk about for sure. To which next up is, of course, the characters, and yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind, we all know the characters thing, of course, the Fantastic Four for sure, and yeah, with what they've actually done in, of course, this movie, yeah, they really did an incredible job with the characters for sure. Yeah, each and every single one of them are actually developed very, very well, hands down for sure, and I really do think they really have a lot of really great characteristics to actually make them likable and interesting for sure, and they actually did do an incredible job in doing exactly that by far. So yeah, either way, I guess I'm really impressed with, of course, what they did with the characters for sure. Like, of course, the main four that make up the Fantastic Four, I really do admire, of course, what they did, and even the bondness they did to make them as a family for sure. To which, yeah, I think they really did do an impressive job on that, and let's not forget to mention, pretty much, I guess pretty much if anything for any Marvel superhero movie, on top of great heroes, of course they're gonna have to bring in great villains for sure. And I will have to say the villain they brought in for, of course, this one, Galactus, I really do think he's actually a really impressive villain, of course, this movie for sure. Yeah, and yeah, I really do get his evil plan for sure, and how our heroes are gonna be able to stop him and save the world. So yeah, and that's just to name me a few from what I can gather for sure. So yeah, either way, I really do love what they did with the characters, hands down for sure. I really do really have a strong connection with all of them for sure, to actually make them likable and interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say for the characters for sure. Now, as for the actors that came on board to play all these characters, yeah, I will have to say, I really do think this movie is very well casting, hands down, and they actually pull off some really great performances, in my opinion, that I really do think are actually outstanding for sure. So yeah. And of course, the three massive standouts, I will have to say, would definitely have to be Pedro Pascal as, of course, Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, and yeah, I know that's saying a whole lot because I did praise him in some of the other movies, hands down. So I guess for the sake of this one, he deserves the same treatment. I really do love his portrayal of course, pretty much Mr. Fantastic, and of course, this one. He really is quite amazing in that role for sure. And of course, the two others, I will have to say, Vanessa Kirby, aka, yeah, pretty much Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman, is also a really great standout. And of course, Joseph Quinn as Johnny, aka the Human Torch. Yeah, I will have to admit, it is actually, they actually both really pulled off some great performances for sure to really match their characters by far, and I really do love on their commitment, hands down for sure. That alone is actually very nicely done, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say for the characters and the actors for sure. I really do think they really did an impressive job with both of them, with not only making the characters likable and interesting, but also the actors pulling off such really great performances, hands down. So yeah, really do love on what they did with those two, hands down, and yeah, it is actually very nicely done, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah. Alright. officially got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Actually, quite a whole lot, I'm not gonna lie, so yeah, and of course, much like every other superhero movie, I think it makes sense for me to talk about the action for sure, and yeah, I will have to say, I really do love what they did with the action for sure. It is actually very nicely done, I'm not gonna lie, and of course, with what they actually did, with of course, pretty much with the fight choreography, and of course, pretty much and all that sort of stuff from what I've actually seen by far. It is actually really exciting and fun to watch by far, and I really do think they did an impressive job with, of course, all that for sure, and yeah, I guess either way, I really do love what they did with the action for sure, and yeah, pretty much if anything, it is pretty much what I hope to see pretty much in this movie, amongst plenty of other superhero movies for sure, and yeah, I'm really glad they actually did that quite well, so yeah, and of course, another thing I should mention is, of course, the music, I'm not gonna lie, it is actually pretty much very well orchestrated, I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, pretty much, if anything, I really do think it actually matches, of course, pretty much the whole style the movie is actually going for, hands out, and yeah, seems like I'm not gonna get the Fantastic Four theme from this movie out of my head, just with the whole Fantastic Four. Yeah. But hey, I think that's the kind of music that I really want to pretty much have stay in my head for sure, so yeah, I think it's what I can say, of course, that front, so yeah, and of course, the production design, I will have to say, that too alone is also very, very impressive from what I can gather. I think with, of course, each and every set piece that they actually build to, of course, some nice location scouting for sure, that alone is actually very nicely done for sure, and I will give it credit that it actually does match, of course, the time period where this when this movie takes place for sure. Just having this whole 1960s style for sure. It's actually a really good time period for, of course, this movie for sure, and it really does match, of course, the pretty much everything for, of course, this movie for sure. So yeah, almost making it look like it's taking literal pages from the comic book hands out, and yeah, they did accomplish that very, very well, so yeah, and of course, I will have to admit, pretty much the visuals and the effects, I have to say, that too alone is also very nicely done for sure. I think with, of course, everything from what I've actually seen, it really does match well, of course, the characters' surroundings for sure, and it really does blend in with, of course, everything that goes on. And even the CGI, I have to say, is also actually done pretty good, I'm not gonna lie, so yeah, I guess either way, I could go on and on about all that hands down, but I think it's what I can say, of course, on that front for that aspect alone, so yeah, and of course, the direction in this film from the film's director, yeah, there's no doubt in my mind, I really do think there is a lot of hard-working effort being put into, of course, the direction of this film, and yeah, it is actually very nicely done, I'm not gonna lie, and I really do admire the commitment of the way to actually make it great for sure, so yeah, this guy who directed this movie really came a long way since after directing WandaVision prior to this for sure, and yeah, he actually did it very well, I'm not gonna lie, so yeah, and of course, the cinematography, I have to say, that alone is also done very well, I'm not gonna lie, with each and every camera shot from what I've actually seen on screen, it is actually shot pretty well, and I really do think they pulled off some really good camera shots to really make the cinematography work by far, and again, they actually accomplished that very well, I'm not gonna lie, and I really do admire on what they actually did, so So yeah, and of course, the A in this film is cut perfectly through some very, very nice cuts by far to really get, of course, where they need to be, and it even matches with, of course, the film's pacing, to which that too alone is also very nicely done. I'm not gonna lie, that I really do think is actually really incredible by far. So yeah. I guess either way, with all those that I've actually mentioned hands down, yeah, I think it would pretty much prove my point, of course, how much I really enjoyed this movie for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright, so I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I can say about this movie for sure. So yeah, overall, the Fantastic Four First Steps is an outstanding and yet very impressive movie all the way that not only pretty much stands out very well on its own, but really does serve Marvel's first family justice by far. So yeah, everything from, of course, what I've actually seen on screen, yeah, they really nailed it on the head with, of course, this one by far. And we were hoping that we would actually see the Fantastic Four done right on the big screen, and yeah, we finally got it with, of course, this one. So yeah, this has been a long time coming, hands out, and I'm glad that we actually got that for sure. Where, of course, the previous Fantastic Four movies got wrong, this movie got right, hands down. So yeah, literally from, of course, what I've actually seen, from the story to, of course, the characters, to the actors, to everything else that you can say about this movie as a whole. Yeah, I think we're treated to, of course, not only pretty much a really great film by far, but I guess there's no doubt in my mind that this movie is indeed the definition of the word fantastic. Yeah, that's pretty much the best way I can actually sum up this movie, hands down. For a movie called Fantastic Four First Steps, yeah, that movie alone really does define the definition of the word fantastic by far. So yeah, I really enjoyed this movie for what it is, and I think this is definitely well worth checking out for sure. So yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that I do highly recommend this movie all the way for sure. You're definitely gonna get a whole lot with, of course, this one by far, and yeah, pretty much of anything, I guess pretty much for what it is, the Fantastic Four really deserves a place in the MCU for sure, because this movie is indeed fantastic all the way. Boy, I've actually been using the word fantastic a whole lot in this review. But hey, I think it would pretty much sum up on how much I enjoyed this movie for sure. So yeah, if you actually got the time, definitely check this movie out. You're gonna be in for one hell of a great trip for sure. And yeah, pretty much if anything, truly I think one great Fantastic Four movie that we finally got after so many years for sure. And with that, for my final score, yes, folks, I am very happy to say that the Fantastic Four First Steps deserves an outstanding 9 out of 10 as my final score, hands down. Yeah, literally from, of course, what I've actually said in this review by far, yeah, this movie actually deserves that recognition for sure. And again, I enjoyed every moment in this movie for sure. So yeah. I guess pretty much for what it is, this movie is well worth checking out for sure. So yeah, whether you're just a average moviegoer and pretty much a regular comic book reader, or pretty much just a fan of Marvel, or a fan of Fantastic Four, or all of the above, hands down, I say you're gonna be in for a really great treat with, of course, this movie by far. So yeah, and I guess pretty much of anything, I'd be up for not only seeing this movie again, but also maybe picking it up on Blu-ray as well, somewhere later on down the road for sure. So yeah, that's how much I really enjoyed this movie, and I say definitely go see it if you got the time. And I guess while we're at it, if you do go see this movie for yourself, be on the lookout before the movie starts for, of course, the trailer for Avatar: Fire and Ash that we're gonna be getting right around this December for sure. I actually did manage to check that out before the movie started when I went to see it, and yeah, it does look interesting. I'm not gonna lie. So now I know I'll look forward to this December coming up, hands down for sure. So yeah, but I guess until then, I say this movie is well worth checking out, and yeah, definitely go see if you got the time. And like I said a bajillion times for sure, you're not only going to be treated to something really great, but truly something that is definitely fantastic, hands down. And well, I guess pretty much of anything, to quote The Thing, hands down with this pretty much ever popular catchphrase, it's clobbering time! But yeah, you kind of get the idea, of course, on that front. Alright, so I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I can say about all that hands down. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and by all means, I want to ask all of you guys, what do you think of Fantastic Four First Steps? If you've actually seen it for yourself, do you absolutely really enjoy it? I think it's really a great movie all the way, and far better than the previous Fantastic Four movies that we got before, or do you absolutely hate it? I think it's actually much worse than the other Fantastic Four movies. Though I wouldn't necessarily say it's worse than the Abomination that came beforehand. Fan-tastic! Or are you somewhere in between where you think it's just okay for the most part? So yeah, let me know what you thought of this movie down in the comments down below. If you've actually seen it for yourself, I would definitely love to know on what you guys think. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this this latest thoughts video, and well, I'm glad to see I finally got the new releases for this month off my chest for sure, and now I'll be quite curious to see what will be in for of course August for some new releases, hands down. So yeah, I guess with of course all what I've been through with of course the past movies that I've seen for this month for sure. Yeah, really quite interesting that for this month, aside from, of course, pretty much a Jurassic World Rebirth being like every other Jurassic Park sequel, hands out, and I Know What You Did Last Summer and Smurfs being absolutely disappointing. Yeah, really quite interesting that we actually got two really good superhero movies for sure. But hey, I guess we pretty much deserve those two good superhero movies, hands down for sure. So I'll be really quite curious to see what we'll actually get for, of course, August next month for new releases. Probably not much from what I can gather, but hey, I'm sure they'll give us something really good, hands down. But we'll have to wait and see on that. So I guess until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack427 to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications, and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427 The Thomas Fan 1 Productions, for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, Ackleyattack4427's@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more, in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyattackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.